Hello, everybody, YouTube, my family, my friends. Hope I found everybody well. It's been quite some time since I posted an update on my withdrawals from halving my doses of the Seroquel, REMERON, and REQUIP. And I just want to say thank you if you've been following me and watching them. It seems like most of the time it's pretty repetitious, just going over the same thing all the time because you can't think clear. And not that I can right now because it's late and I'm really tired, but anyway, I just thought I'd make this update. I've made it to where I started in, let's see, April, before, let's see, the 7th day was the first one I posted, was day 7, and that was after a week when I started recording, and I said day 7 when I started, but I'd actually started a week prior to that. So you saw the progression when the withdrawals really kicked in, because like I said, it takes within the latter part of the first week, you know, that's when things really start getting a little rough. And I haven't posted the rest of them yet because some of them are rather long, so it takes out hours to upload one that may be pretty lengthy in time, as you can well tell if you've been watching any of them. And I really didn't want to be repetitious this time. I'll just tell you the honest truth. It's happens to be July, and I started that in April, and I have been successfully on a half a dose of those 3 meds. And the blood pressure pill that started all my troubles, I've been able to get off of that even. Sometimes there are days when if I haven't gotten enough sleep, or it's just been a lot of stress, a number of reasons, I have really high blood pressure that, you know, is really climbing to almost 160 to, you know, 115 or a little higher than that. And I'll have to take one dose, and then I'm good to go. So I'll probably be putting this one up. You know, I haven't done the other ones yet. Like I said, they do get repetitious after a while. And I'll just catch up to date that, you know, going through those withdrawals, when I was getting to where you know, I was on the half a dose, I was experiencing something new. It felt like something was crawling all over my skin, just crawling all over me. And before I knew it, it's been about 2 months now, my body just started breaking out in all kinds of rashes. I don't know why. I've become extremely sensitive to everything. When the grass is getting cut, or just touching a blade of grass or something like that, I guess could have some ragweed on or something. I've never had that problem ever before. I mean, I don't have allergies, but it's really been a new situation that's really hard to deal with, because you have all these weird rashes that are all different, you know. They all look different, they all feel different. I'm constantly having to use medicated soap and lotions. The scratching gets really intense sometimes, and mostly at nighttime for some reason is when it gets really bad. And I even started having problems with my scalp, where I had to start using medicated shampoo, you know, which I've never had a problem before. I don't know what caused that, but like being on like these drugs, you know, I'm on Triliptol for seizures, I'm on Klonopin for anxiety, I'm on Zoloft for depression. Let's see, what else? That's Triliptol, Seroquel, Klonopin, sodium supplements, because I'm very dehydrated. I've been hospitalized a few times for that. That causes me a lot of problems. And then the Seroquel and the REMERON for sleep, and the REQUIP for restless leg. And then it was the blood pressure medicine. And then I was also given, but way back then, a cholesterol pill, because my cholesterol is so very high. But I've refused to take that. I will not take it, period. So I still had the same prescription that they originally gave me. And this is the first time since, let's see, the last recording update I did, but I didn't put it on yet, was the 1st of May, I think it was. And that's the last time I ever rolled my hair, or I ever put any makeup on. In some of the videos you've seen that. And I just did today, because I just wanted to give an update on how things were. And I must say that I'm still dealing with really, you know, some extreme continued depression. I'm at, there's all kinds of things that that I have to deal with physically, and then situational, of course, everybody does, but some pretty stressful things. and that can't be helped. Not getting my sleep schedule right is really messed up real bad. Like I mentioned in my withdrawal videos, sometimes I still don't go to bed until the next night. It's like almost 2 days. And sleep deprivation can really mess with your head and your body. I still have the panic attacks. I can't go anywhere or do anything. The seizures, the jerking. I still have all those things that I have to deal with, even after being able to cut back on my medication. It just seems like all these long years of being on all these drugs have really taken their toll on me. Mentally, like I said, these drugs long term start, they do harm to your brain, and any disorders you're dealing with can worsen, because the medications are, prescribed to you to help you with a disorder. Now, we know that that's a good thing. It's a miracle, it really is, when the medication does what it's supposed to. But not that that disorder is ever going to go away, but being on these psychotic drugs and SSIs, antidepressants, all these drugs, especially when you're on so many for so many years, long term, I meant years, I meant just, I can't even tell you how many years it's been. So 15, 16, 8, almost like maybe 20 years. All the good things that it does to help the disorders, over the long term, kind of reverse everything, because your body, with help, will start functioning properly, or giving you the things that you're not normally, your body's not normally producing. It helps to get that going. And these drugs are like a poison. You just keep taking them, and you will start having problems. It's everybody that's on any kind of these drugs never really understand what's happening to them, don't figure it out, and the doctor surely is not going to tell you, and most of them don't even know. They just and they don't know the combination of the drugs that you're on. Nobody, there's no studies done of lots of meds all mixed together over a long period of time, how they start, because they're toxic for one thing, and they start affecting your body in so many different ways. So when you start having all these health problems that you've never had before, I know when we get older, people do, you will have health issues. But I'm talking about non-stop, continued, one right after the other, you know. And it's because the body has been on these toxic drugs for so long that it starts breaking you down. My immune system, I think, is why I am having these reactions with my body as far as the sensitivities, I don't know, allergies, all these strange skin conditions that I've, you know, am having, the continued itching all over that leave, you know, sores and these rashes. They almost look like burns, some of them. And you know, when a burn patient, the way their skin looks after, you know, they're healing and have been burnt really bad, some of the scars, they feel and look like that. You know, they're all different. I have gotten to a place in my life where, first of all, with my anxiety, the panic attacks, and the seizures, make it too dangerous for me to drive. So I have to depend on my husband, you know, because there is nobody. You know, all the friends are gone. You know, I say hi to friends and family, just anybody that might, you know, might be out there that sees me. I just want to say hi. And my only family, really, is my husband's family. That's my family, because my immediate family has nothing to do with me anymore, that live here because they don't want to be around, you know, they have their own issues, but because of my health problems and my mental problems, they don't want anything to do with me. And that's something that everybody that suffers with mental illness can tell you is so true. You find yourself completely alone and you end up being isolated. And I gotta say that sometimes it's easier on you, that you don't have to put anything on anybody else. But you know, it's not right. You should have a support system. I have my husband, and that's all I have, and he's gone, you know, every day, all day until evening, and here on the weekends he's here. But I'm so used to being by myself, you know, and usually total silence till I can come around. And that sedation thing I was talking about, you know, that's improved dramatically, like I said, through these videos, that You know, that medication really is very sedating, that Seroquel, the REMERON together makes it worse. And some people say the lower doses are more sedating to them than a higher dose. But it's better. I can't say that I wake up feeling great. I do not. Sometimes, most of the time anymore, I'll tell you the truth, that being on the half a dose, you know, they are mood stabilizers, I have to say that too. I have a lot of depression, and depression there isn't an explanation for. People who have you know, severe depressive disorder, you don't, you know, I never knew what it was like. Didn't want to get out of bed, but I don't want to get up. I really don't want to face a day, because each day is pretty much the same. It's boring. It's a struggle. I have yet to be able to enjoy much of anything. Still, I have to say, I'll just be honest with you, I do have these fleeting thoughts of which I cannot help because of my life and because of these things that are, you know, that keep happening to me. Worrying about having to see a doctor, go to a doctor, not having things, groceries, because I can't go to the store, having to wait until the weekend for my husband to be able to go, which is, you know, not easy for him, because he works so hard all week, and then he has, you know, the man things to do, you know, the cut the grass thing, you know, and fix this or fix that. And he likes his personal time, you know, he has his hobbies. And anyway, I lost my train of thought, which is really easy to do, especially when it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning here. This is what I'm talking about. But it was, it's just, I just wanted to do this one, and I don't want to keep on going, but, you know, I like to take a topic, a subject of, you know, anything to do with mental illness, doctors, psychiatrists, mental hospitals. I've been through it all, you know. I've been in many. Suicide is another topic. That's where I was going before. Now, it clicks now. Yeah, thinking about that is something, you know, that's always there. It just is. Because when you don't have any quality of life, when you're still not motivated to do things, things are still a struggle. You know, just because I've halved my medication doesn't mean everything has gotten great. You know, I'm not as sedated. I don't wake up in that fear and panic, and I mean, it was so extreme. It was so extreme. But then I was on the blood pressure pill with that too. Thank God that I'm not having to take that every day anymore. Because that's what really made me dip really bad, where I spent quite a few months contemplating suicide once again, which I have a few years ago did actually go through with it. And I'll talk about that in another video. I'd like to take one topic and try to just, you know, concentrate on that and talk about that. But I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't know if I've rambled. I don't know if I've made any sense. But I want to start doing these where, you know, like I said, once again, take a topic and talk about, you know, something familiar to I know lots of people, an experience that maybe somebody doesn't know anything about or would like to know about. There's just so much involved when you're talking about mental illness, you know. So, until my next video, I want to thank you for your support in watching my videos. And, you know, I really wish that people would start leaving, you know, asking me questions about anything, you know, because it would give me an idea about what to talk about. But I would like to be able to communicate with someone, you know, about something that, you know, I'm going to tell you, I'll be 61 November, you know, and I've experienced an awful lot, and the last 2 years have been non-stop. I'm at non-stop. And I've experienced a lot, you know, these 60-some years since I've been a child. I've got quite the background, you know, and so I think that's what I'm going to start doing. And I'll try to be a little more prepared, so I'm not, you know, so I'm focused, like doing it during the daytime when my head's more clear. So, with that, I just want to thank you all. And if you would subscribe, I would also subscribe to your channel. And please don't hesitate to leave me a comment. You know, I allow all comments, but for some reason they, you know, they always want me to review before, you know, I accept the comment or whatever. I don't understand that. I've checked all my settings and don't comprehend that. Like, so much I don't understand about computers in the world of technology. But with that, I want to thank you, and I hope you had a really great 4th of July. And this is Karen May from Oklahoma, and I will see you soon. Okay? Alright. Bye-bye. Thank you.